Hello, my friends. So it appears you are Nightingale Black Egg friends. I think the Black Egg is the last one in the deck. Or maybe it's the other one. Well, let's check and see. It appears you have done a lot of work. Yeah, it's not quite the last one. It's the second to the last one. No, not the second to the last one. Oh, I was wrong. Here we go. Black Egg. Speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. Oh, that's amazing. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. The black egg in the fifth chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat, at the Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but is especially important for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. All right. And we have the nightingale. So that is in the air element, but of course it is definitely talking about the voice. So voice doesn't have to be a literal voice, although it likely is, because when you are authentic, you speak your truth, and it changes the way you speak, it changes how you speak. You sound different. People will notice too. So, right here we have the nightingale and the black egg. It already is telling me that speaking your truth is very, very important. So not only are you speaking your truth, you are being fearless. Your voice is fearless, your speech is fearless, your communication, your song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listeners to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, or especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. When in balance, sings, speaks freely with kindness. When out of balance, shy, lump in the throat. To bring into balance, music. So, my friends, it appears self-expression and authenticity are extremely important to you right now. Together, the message is express your authentic truth. It will scare some people away. And it will attract others. Now, we have the diamond card. It says, you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. So what I was thinking while I was shuffling these out is, what do you need to hear? Not want to hear, need to hear. So, we have pineapple, reconciliation, and older woman. Dealings, a relationship with an older woman. So it seems there is an older woman that you would like to reconcile with in some fashion. There's no indication of what kind of connection you have with this older woman. Could be a friend, could be a parent, could be any kind of relationship. The next line is all about work. Pay attention to your work. Work, achievement, success. And we all know the story of the ant and the grasshopper, right? The ants worked diligently every day. And when winter came, they were ready and comfortable. So, pay attention to your work. Then we have affairs with your family. That's really interesting because the one next to it is archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Interesting, especially in connection with family. Maybe we should do some tarot on that one. What is this archway and tree about? So we have a page of swords in a crossing position. And then we have a Knight of Cups. Or, sorry, King of Cups. I didn't mean to say Knight. I just saw the K and got confused. All right, so the King of Cups. Someone who is established and in control of their emotions. But do they understand them? Can they manage their own emotions, or do they just suppress them? Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hanged Panda. So there is the need for a sacrifice, for a new perspective. And yet, so this is about planting seeds in the upright. We have it in reverse, so the work is not being done. The sacrifice is not being made. The new perspective is being ignored. Perhaps this King of Cups has a unhealthy belief, shall we say, that logic is everything, that reason is everything. So there have been numerous studies now, case studies, because this isn't something anyone can plan, I think. But when the emotional processing center in the brain is damaged in some fashion through injury or disease or what have you, people lose touch with their emotions. And so they're completely logical, very logical. But their lives go right down the toilet because logic is only part of reasoning. And it is not complete, it is not adequate, it's not sufficient without emotion, emotional intelligence especially. And the people who lose touch with their emotions, who can no longer use their emotions as information to help them make decisions, to guide their lives, they make bad decisions. And they have to be, it has been historically extremely difficult to get them to be considered disabled because they need keepers. They cannot function on their own. They just do really stupid, risky things, especially risky things. They're very big on taking risks because they can't feel that it's risky. So why not do something risky? If it seems logical to them in the moment, they do risky things. If it costs them everything, they don't care. They don't feel that. If it costs them their family, their job, their house, they don't feel any of it. So in that sense, there's no risk to them. But if you believe that you can approach life in a strictly logical, mental fashion and have a fulfilling, abundant life, you can't. It doesn't work. Never has, never will. Not the message I expected to be giving, but I've certainly heard, I mean, it's there's so many people in this society who want that to be true, who like to believe that it's true, but it's not. It's just not. We are emotional beings, and our emotions are every bit as important as our logical thoughts. So yes, learning is important. Being a student, always being willing to learn is important. What else do you need to hear? How does this tie into their authenticity? I suppose you can't be authentic if you're not speaking from your heart. When you're speaking from your mind, it's not authentic. Okay? You're all about authenticity, speaking your truth. And your truth is informed by your mind, but it comes from your heart. All right. Is there anything else we need to talk about here? That's interesting. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Perhaps a job loss, or I don't know. The High Priestess as a block. Well, if you're not going to listen to your emotions, you're not going to listen to your intuition either. So that's hardly a surprise. Perhaps your intuition tried to tell you about this job situation? Tried to warn you? Or perhaps someone you see as a High Priestess tried to warn you? Things are coming clear to you now. I see a lot of looping going on. This is odd. Why? I mean, you've got this... Maybe it's a need for the authentic voice. It's bubbling up, I think. It's there. It really wants to come out. You got the page... King. Why can't I say the king? King of Cups. King of Cups. So, this is someone with control of their emotions. Perhaps the looping is learning to express those emotions, but also learning to let go of that which no longer serves you. That's a tough lesson. Walking away. This deck is not... I don't know why you're getting all these cards upside down. Two of Wands, analysis paralysis, like I said already. Too much thinking. Too much thinking. And what you need to do is express your heart. Allow your feelings to come up, to inform your decisions, to inform your actions. Notice I didn't say let your feelings control everything. No. But inform. They are information. They are valuable information. Perhaps this precious gift is from your own intuition. All right, clarify this gift, please. Here, I might need a new deck. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. This is your precious gift. Okay. The tower was underneath it. We'll see. Okay, let's shuffle some more. What is about this precious gift? Precious gift. Giving or receiving this precious gift. What do we need to know about this gift? Taking the leap of faith. But you have been, or there is, a dishonest Knight of Pentacles. In the upright, the Knight of Pentacles is a bit of a Boy Scout. The old stereotype of the Boy Scout, I should say. Diligent, honest, seeking to serve and do good in the world. Slow moving, but good-hearted. However, we have this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So, this is a knight who has been dishonest and stubborn. Very, very stubborn. They are stuck in the mud. They don't want to hear anything about anything that they don't want to hear. If it's not okay with them, then they don't want to hear about it. So, not tolerant, not kind, not giving. As I said, not honest. I don't know who this is. It could be that this is who you were, which would be a big change. And the Fool's Leap would be required to go from that to a heart-centered connection, to being open-hearted. We have the Magician in the reverse. Wow. If this is all the same person, you either have a really nasty past where there's some really nasty people around you. This combined with this is someone who is really not, someone who's manipulative, game player, really not a nice person at all. Not someone who would be heart-centered. Four of Swords in reverse. Not someone who would be... So the Four of Swords in the upright is someone who's reflecting. Someone who is resting, recovering. This is taking a very strange turn. Someone who can't bear to be alone with their own thoughts. That makes a lot of sense. Denial. And yet, when I asked about the gift, this is what I got. Unless you were given the gift of a soul connection so that you could learn and become someone better. Perhaps you were given the gift of a soul connection so that you could learn to be authentic and learn to express yourself and be a voice of truth in the world. You certainly haven't been in the past. Well, that's going to be a big journey. And it probably won't feel like a gift most of the time. Page of Wands. A lot of maturity to be going on, maturing going on, I would say. A lot of different kinds of toxicity here. But I think there is a desire to become the emperor, to become the master of yourself. That's what the emperor is. The emperor leads by being a good person. Being a good person is all about what you choose to do every day. The small things, the medium-sized things, the big things. Everybody thinks the big things are the most important because they're the easiest to see. But it's the small choices, the little ones that pile up and pile up and pile up. There's a story from China. A man did something. Well, the emperor set some sort of challenge, and the reward was that you got to ask for a boon from the emperor, whatever you wanted. So this guy completed the challenge, whatever it was, and then asked the emperor for rice, and that the quantity of rice should be doubled every day. So when the first day came, he asked for 1 grain of rice, or he would receive 1 grain of rice, and he did. And the second day, he got 2 grains of rice. And the day after that, he got 4 grains. And the day after that, he got 8 grains. Day after that, 16, 32. You see where this is going. Soon, this man possessed all the rice in the granaries. I mean, sure, it took a month or two, but that's what small steps do for you. So that is the importance of small steps. They really, really pile up. And they have a multiplying effect. Just like that doubling of the grains of rice. The other imagery is, a snowball rolling down a mountain, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and maybe even becoming the avalanche. Who knows? But yeah, if you want to become the emperor or work on your inner emperor, doesn't matter whether you're male or female. We all have to work on our inner emperor. So we all have to take the small actions every day. The tedious ones, the boring ones, the ones nobody will ever see and no one would be interested in if we talked about them. But if we do them every day, they will pile up and get bigger and bigger and bigger and spread and expand. And before you know it, you will have an authentic voice expressing truth in the world. So I am wishing you all the best. It looks like you have a lot of work ahead of you. And maybe you've already done a lot of work. But the prize is definitely worth it. The nightingale and the black egg? Yes, go for it, by all means. Learn to express your truth. Find your authentic voice. It feels wonderful. So go for it. Good luck.